Now, usually this is not a team we're rebuilding. The Chiefs are a dynasty, or at least were. Patrick Mahomes trending towards being one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Travis Kelce, one of the best tight ends of all time. Chris Jones has enjoyed such a great run as one of the best interior defensive linemen in the league. Yet the Chiefs come out, they maybe win 6 games. Yeah, they win 6-11. Patrick Mahomes tears his ACL. Disaster season for the Chiefs. You have the stuff with Rashee Rice, the off-the-field distractions. You have the aging players that we talked about. But the Chiefs have multiple first-round picks. They trade Trent McDuffie, and then they lose pretty much the rest of their secondary. They lose Leo Chenal. They bring in Kenneth Walker. It was certainly a very interesting free agency for the Chiefs. This is a team that I still think could be very competitive in 2027. We're going to take over. We're going to try to lead them in that direction, but they need some help. They have big holes off the edge. In general, this pass rush needs to get a lot better. Right tackle, I think, is a problem. They need more help at receiver. They obviously need more help in the secondary. This is a team with a lot of holes, something we're not used to. You know, everyone's calling for Brett Veach's job and Andy Reid's job. Here's the thing. The Chiefs were not just the dynasty because look at how well they did in the first round. They drafted so well down the board. It was players that they didn't take with a top 50 selection, right? Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey, L'Jarius Sneed, Leo Chenal. Nick Bolton maybe was a fringe top 50 pick, but definitely was not a first-round pick. You get the idea. They drafted so many stars without using necessarily the premium picks on those guys. That's why the Chiefs were so good, and it helps, obviously, when you get Mahomes at, like, they traded up to get him at, like, 10 or something. But they need some help, and we're going to get them that help. This video is sponsored by Underdog, where new customers can win up to 5,000 times your money. Play 5, get 50. And that's in bonus entries when you use code Bengal. You can make picks right now on your favorite players. We're in the prime of baseball season, but also the basketball playoffs are here as well. Play 5, get $50 in bonus entries when you use code Bengal. That link is down in the description. You are eligible to play if you live in so many different states like California, Texas, Florida, Illinois, Indiana. So many different states. If you're in yellow or gold on the map, you can play. And that's true of the Northeast as well with Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. If you're new, you can even choose your own gimme pick, so choose your own player. So new customers, make sure to go down in the description. Use code Bengal when you sign up for Underdog, and just pick anybody. It's an absolutely free gimme pick. I'm a big Jacob Misiorowski fan, but he's facing the Toronto Blue Jays, who strike out less than any team in the MLB. And it's just tough to get 7 Ks. But you could even click the arrow and choose your own multiplier. 0.79x on lower 7.5 strikeouts. Misiorowski's a strikeout machine, but the matchup's tough, and in baseball, that's kind of what you have to do. The draft is really cool, too. You can use code Bengal, link down in the description. Remember to play responsibly, and thank you to Underdog for sponsoring this video. So this is the team post-free agency. The expectation is that Jalen Moore is going to start at right tackle. He really has never been that good in his career, and he's never really started. So we'll see what happens with that. He's only under contract for 1 season. In Madden, in the offseason, the contracts, everything, super screwed up. We're going to do the best we can, as always, but they bring in Kenneth Walker. The rest of the team, stays pretty much the same on offense. Josh Simmons ended up playing great as a rookie, which is not a huge surprise. He was just coming back from a major injury, so you never really know. But his tape was exceptional at Ohio State. He had the talent to be the first tackle off the board, really. But obviously fell because of the injury. And then defensively, it's a bit of a mess. They do bring in Alohi Gilman. Shamari Connor's here. But Mike Edwards at free safety is not really great. Now, I think Shamari Connor, or even like Alohi Gilman free safety, Caleb Downs at 9 could be kind of interesting. At linebacker, Drew Tranquill still actually rated really, really well. Nick Bolton's good. We might trade Tranquill or something like that. Ashton Gelati has star dev. I don't know about that. Mike Dana is not very good. George Karlaftis, Charles Amenahu. I mean, some of these guys even have been cut by the time I make this video. Noel Williams, I think, could be good, though. I like Christian Fulton. I don't think the secondary is completely, devoid of talent. Yeah, Mike Dana got cut. So we'll just take care of that. There is a penalty. Again, the contract stuff is not going to be 100% correct. It's just kind of something we have to deal with before the next game comes out. And I'm like 99% sure Texas Longhorn legend Charles Omenihu was cut as well, which I'll confirm. Yeah, he's on the Commanders now. That's what I thought, but just got to make sure. But as I talked about in the intro, we know what the weaknesses are of this team. Going into the draft, we pick at number 9 and in the back end of the first round. It's just, okay, well, I guess when we simulate, that could potentially change. As I said, the offseason rebuilds are always like really frustrating because of the contract situation. You can't start at the end of the year, but also get the free agency moves. There's no way to do that, and I think that's probably intentional. So we just got to deal. And that's part of why NFL Head Coach 09 was a cool game. I thought maybe I had the case somewhere around here, but maybe not. You could start from the offseason if you wanted to. So you can redo the draft for whatever team that you decide to use. So that was always such a cool feature. I say always. There were not that many NFL head coach games. I think maybe only 2. So I did force this team to go 6-11, but we're going to jump straight through the offseason to the draft. The one thing I need to do is add in the real draft class, which was made by a subscriber, ATL Falcons. It's on PlayStation 5. But if you search the name of the actual draft class, it should come up 2026 post-combine. The file share is kind of a mess, but you do the best you can. And this is what it looks like. A complete mess. However, apparently it's done this way intentionally so that when the actual draft rolls around, things are accurate. I mean, it looks weird right now. Maybe it'll look better at the draft. So going into the draft, you just got to focus on our team. The teams actually picking at the top of the draft are not incredibly accurate, but once we get here to the draft, at least the order appears to be a bit better in the way that the players should go off the board. Now, the only thing I'm considering as the Chiefs is, do we potentially make a move up? David Bailey is an intriguing option. Very, very athletic, at least in terms of straight line speed, explosiveness. The bend is maybe a bit more questionable, but I've seen some great David Bailey reps where he actually does look pretty good. Caleb Downs is an intriguing option, but would we have to trade up for him? I really don't know. Mansour Delane. I didn't see the mock draft, so I'm not sure how this is going to play at all. Although I'm excited to find out. I think we are going to stick and pick. And we're going to see what becomes available. So Mendoza goes at number 1. The Raiders are at 15 here in the game. Arvell Reese at number 2. The Jets go David Bailey, which is certainly in play at 2, as Sonny Styles goes to the Cowboys with their first pick, which happens to be at 4 instead of in real life where it's at 12. Again, you'll have to suspend your disbelief a little bit. That's what happens with these offseason rebuilds. Mekhi Lemon goes at 6. That seems early for him. And Tate is a Viking at 7. So we find ourselves at 8. Might as well be 9. And we've got some options of real players that will be on the board, or you'd expect to be on the board for the Chiefs, like Caleb Downs. The top couple of receivers are off the board. So it kind of comes down to me. Do we want, I guess Jordan Tyson's here. But do we want Spencer Fano at right tackle? I know Chiefs fans are like, our offensive line's fine. Right tackle can be bad. It's fine. And then whatever, right tackle maybe is terrible and it destroys the whole line. But they don't really want to tackle in the first round, which I understand at least. Maui Noah would be, I think, a good selection to solidify the line. Caleb Downs is quite intriguing. He's actually incredibly fast here, which is maybe like kind of, a dent, something against him in real life. But in the game, it's not even a problem at all. What about Mansour Delane? Also quite fast. A press, B man, B zone. Delane's a good player. It's just, we have Noel Williams, we have Christian Fulton. It doesn't necessarily need to be a corner. Curious on where Dylan Thieneman goes, but we're not going to draft him at 8 or 9 in real life. Jeremiah Love is here. I think he might be off the board at this point in real life. But signed Kenneth Walker. The real interesting option to me ends up being Kenyon Sadiq, who actually did not run as fast as he ran in real life. He ran 4.39. So that's not accurate already, but maybe he's got like, 90 plus speed in the game, which is where he should be really. Sadiq is intriguing. Could we ever consider a trade down? I like Jermod McCoy too. I'd be curious to see how he's rated in the game. I think we're going to take Caleb Downs. Could be one of the best players in the draft. And then potentially consider a trade up with our other first round pick. So Caleb Downs, you are a Kansas City Chief. We need to upgrade this pass rush. With Bain off the board, with Reese off the board, with Bailey off the board, it didn't really make sense with this pick. Top receivers off the board. Caleb Downs just kind of ends up making the most sense. He is the number 10 player in the draft. He took him at number 8. He does have hidden development. He's a very, very good box safety. Our other pick is not here, but it will be at 28 in this because of the Rams, so we need to go ahead and make that happen. All right, so we've got 28 now, which is 29 in real life, a 3rd next year, a 5th, and a 6th this year, and I'm tempted to just simulate to our pick, but there is a world that exists. These receivers are absolutely flying off the board, and the Rams get Jeremiah Love. Wow. I mean, that's not impossible, I guess, but I feel like they would have to trade up in real life. Kenyon Sadiq goes at 13 to the Panthers. There goes Mesidor, who'd be actually a decent option. Again, I'm not sure how these players are going to be rated. There goes Caleb Banks at 15. And Jermod McCoy. I'm not sure Banks is a first-round pick anymore post-injury. Keldrick Falk. Okay. A lot of good options are going off the board. I guess Jordan Tyson's looking like the best option, because he is a really good player. Could go Casey Concepcion. I like Avion Terrell a lot. Again, not sure how these guys are going to be rated in the game. But double dipping on secondary, I don't think is the worst idea. I really was hoping Sadiq would fall a little bit to where we could potentially end up making a move. Fano to the Chargers is really interesting. Freeling to the Bucks. Caden Proctor is an Eagle. It would not entirely surprise me. There goes Caden McDonald, your Tavondre Sweat replacement. The Giants were actually good, so they end up with Venga Ioane. There goes Colton Hood, who would be a decent option in real life at the back end of the first for the Chiefs. I like the idea of Terrell. I think we might be in trade up for Jordan Tyson territory. And this is not the first time the Chiefs have moved up or down the board. We've got number 28. Now that 2nd, 3rd round pick next year. The Jets have so many picks. You'd think probably not a team that's looking to trade back. So we're obviously pretty close because we wouldn't have to trade up a really large amount. But what would we add in here? Honestly, I mean, I like Jaden Hicks in real life is kind of the interesting thing. No more Mike Edwards. I mean, I guess we could move a receiver potentially that would be displaced, like Tyquan Thornton. Don't really care for him a ton. Or we could just add in a pick, like maybe a 5th. It's not quite going to get it. We'll add in a receiver, probably Tyquan Thornton. I feel like his skill set is somewhat redundant with Xavier Worthy on the team. Hook 'em horns. So Thornton is going to the Jets, along with a 1st and a 5th. It's a slight trade up, but I think a worthwhile trade up, because we're going to get one of the better players in the draft, in my opinion, and that is Jordan Tyson. Now, the injury concerns are real. Don't expect that's going to hurt us too much. 4 or 5. I think he's a bit faster than that. But Jordan Tyson, at the back end of the first round, which is not impossible with his injury concerns, he could certainly slide. He is a Kansas City Chief. He's a top 15 player, hidden dev. 91 speed actually feels like it's about right for him, to be honest, so that's not super ridiculous. But a great start to this draft. Caleb Downs, Jordan Tyson, really two of the better talents available. A very, very good start for this rebuild. Basantis is a Texan. That feels right. Avion Terrell goes at 34. Dylan Thieneman, not a first-round pick. Man, Terrell would have been awesome at 40. No longer an option. Cassius Howell is an option, though. Howell's interesting because, and TJ Parker here as well, and Malachi Lawrence, of course. So all of the edge rushers really are still available. The reason Howell is an interesting player is because he's a really good athlete, exceptional burst, just incredibly undersized. Really, really short arms. How big of a concern is that? It could really drop him in the actual NFL draft. But here, arm length is not really going to be an incredible problem for us. It's just not really the typical Steve Spagnuolo pass rusher. He likes the guys to be at least about 260, 265 pounds, if not even more off the edge. These guys need to be able to set the edge, which is why TJ Parker seems to be a more real option. And I think could be available at the top of the second round. So could Howell, to be fair. We're going to go TJ Parker. He was great in 2024, not as good in 2025, but not terrible, and has really had a really good offseason. Tested well, played great at the Senior Bowl, especially that week of practices. That's our guy. Andy Reid loves it. TJ Parker is the 53rd ranked player in the draft. Got him at 40. Does have hidden dev. And he's going to start off the edge for us. As I think we've done a really, really good job here in this draft of getting players that can play early and often and be impact players. Big Citrus goes at 71. That could have been a fun option. Getting a nose tackle in the mix. I like Derek Moore a bit in real life. Ted Hurst is here. Brennan Thompson, former Longhorn with exceptional speed. This is not how you spell Igbinosun, but it's close. Keelan Rutledge still here. I highly doubt that that will be the case come draft night, but you never know. I think a lot of these names are probably misspelled on purpose because they were not allowed. I have a lot of experience making draft classes, and that is often the case. A lot of receivers available. Manny, Malik Muhammad could be interesting. So, I mean, we could consider a corner here. I do like Traden Stukes. I really don't know if I'd call him a true corner. More of a slot / safety, but I don't think it's impossible he could play on the outside. He has the size. Kind of a fun cornerback group. Could consider a linebacker. I kind of like Deontay Lawson. Doesn't look that good here, though. Could take the Godfather, Dante Corleone. You know, Jude Bowery is actually kind of a fun option in real life. That actually might be my pick here. I think we're going to do that. And the plan is for him to be the eventual starter at right tackle. He's ranked at 131. We got him at 72. Normal dev. So pretty much throw that plan out the window. You know what? Justin Joly at the end of the fourth, or start of the fourth? We're in the fourth round, I believe. Could be a good option. I like him in real life. Get another tight end in the mix. Does not look especially good here with the dev trait. Oscar Delp just went to the Eagles. That could have been a decent option at tight end for sure. I think this is where I might like depth at corner. Could go with Ephesians Prysock, one of the best names. Toriano Pride, also not spelled correctly, but again, might not be allowed to be spelled correctly. I mean, I guess we'll go Ephesians Prysock, get a big-bodied corner in the mix. I'm not expecting huge things here. He's ranked at exactly 149 where we got him. It's just depth. I think the computer can handle the rest of this. And this was the draft. So Caleb Downs is a 78 overall. We'll take that. There's been some argument about him playing free safety on Twitter recently, being like, oh, if you think Dylan Thieneman could be better as a free safety than Caleb Downs, you have no idea. If teams wanted a free safety, they'd still just take Caleb Downs, and he's so smart he could probably do it. He's got some physical limitations. He's just not really his game. He's so good in the box. He's so good around the football. He's so instinctive. You got to be a little bit more than just instinctive. And he's not as good going back. I think Thieneman is the better free safety. He's got way more range. He's got the ability to play from single high. But Downs is an exceptional player, in my opinion, and is the better overall talent. But it's role dependent. I think a lot of people think safety is safety. not realizing that there's very different roles. Like, I keep hearing about how Kyle Hamilton is the best safety in the league when he basically doesn't even play safety. He's a great player, but he's not doing free safety things at all. And like Kyle Hamilton, Caleb Downs is at his best when he is in the box or playing kind of that overhang type of role. Kyle Hamilton is not really a safety. He plays in the box and he plays slot corner, essentially, and he doesn't really work backwards that much. And he's amazing in that role. But he's not doing what Jesse Bates is doing, right? They're very, very different players, and I think a lot of people think, oh, he's a safety. We'll put him at safety, one of our safety spots, it'll be fine. But depending on the defensive scheme and the role, can be so different what these guys are asked to do, and the skill sets are so different as well. So I'm begging for people to have a little bit more nuance. But Caleb Downs will be our starting strong safety, and Jordan Tyson's going to play a lot as a rookie at receiver. Looks pretty good. And I'm hoping he will be pretty good. I think he's such a fun player to watch. TJ Parker's a 74. The picks that we got into day 3, and even Jude Bowery, not amazing, unfortunately. Did get Tyron Montgomery, Senior Bowl standout from D3, John Carroll, I think D3. That's fun, but I don't anticipate him making too much of an impact for us. So this is going to be the team, and it looks pretty good. I still feel like there are some areas where we need to improve. Most notably, Travis Kelce has retired, and I can't bring him back. So that's something we've got to deal with now. Travis Kelce's no longer on this team. Will he be in real life? Yeah, we sure think so. I do like Kyrus Tunga as well, but I'm going to start Christian Fulton and Noel Williams. Got Kader Kohu. It's not an awful cornerback trio. TJ Parker's going to start over Gelati. Jeffrey Bassa, left outside linebacker. He's a good athlete. Caleb Downs, of course, will start. I like Jaden Hicks, but there's not really a starting position for him right now. Could potentially draft a defensive tackle. I really like Tonga for this team, really, because he's such a big-bodied nose tackle. He should make it easy for Chris Jones to dominate again. And it should make it easy for Omar Norman Lott to get opportunities rushing the passer. He's an undersized interior D lineman. I guess he's up to 303, but still on the lighter side for an interior D lineman. And he's got some pass rush potential. Just got to bulk up and get stronger to maybe be a 3-down guy. But we'll see how this team produces and what the development looks like. But I am optimistic, I'll say. The strengths of the national region are what they are every time, pretty much, which is wide receiver corner. Halfback also sneaks in there, which we probably just wouldn't consider because of the Kenneth Walker deal. Just not really a reason to. But I guess, as always, get a Tier 3 scout. It's always Alicia Tranquil. That's the national scout. We'll get a good idea about the corners and receivers. So, 5-2 at the midseason mark. This could be a relatively quick rebuild. We do have some contract extensions to consider. Now, Rashee Rice in video game land is a very civilized human being. No problems to worry about. And that's hopefully what will translate into real life. But a bit of a headache for the Chiefs. You can't dispute that. It's been always something so far. However, do we extend him? He's got superstar dev. He's 26 years old. Doesn't really want to be here because we're an underdog for the Super Bowl chase. But are we really? We're going to wait on that. Probably the same deal with everything else. Drew Tranquil is regressing, but we're competing right now. So is it within my best interest to move on from Drew Tranquil? It's probably not. Final year of his deal. We want to win a Super Bowl, so he's not going anywhere. We will wait on the potential extensions, and we don't really need receiver too badly, but if we do lose Rice, we could draft one if the receiver class ends up being good enough. And, of course, we could still consider a corner. But we've really patched up a lot of the holes that this team had. Linebacker needs help. Still could always consider defensive tackle. Right tackle still. Tight end, of course. Just got to see what the draft class looks like, and of course free agency as well. But we don't exactly have a ton of money, and we've actually lost 2 of our last 3. That's not great either. How about 3 of our last 4, including to the Dolphins? 9-2 New England does not seem to be any reprieve. Well, we would actually finish 11-6. Much better than what I was expecting after a huge kind of downward spiral in the middle of the season. 1-3 in the 4 games leading up to the bye, and then lost straight 2 following the bye, and then 1 out. So we go from 6-11 to 11-6 in the following year. Patrick Mahomes in real life may not be back by the start of the regular season. I don't think that's a crazy take. However, in real life, here in year 2, he's looking exceptionally well. Numbers, great. 4,600 yards, 46 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. This is a turn back the clock, re-unlock the explosive play for Mahomes. This is like 2020 level Mahomes, 2018 level Mahomes, 2022. These are explosive numbers and only 4 interceptions. So I think a lot of people think the reason that the touchdowns are down for Mahomes is like partly due to the supporting cast, and that's a factor. Partly due to Mahomes maybe not playing as well as he has in the past, and maybe that is a factor. But a huge factor is also the way the Chiefs are being defended. Teams are frightened of giving up the explosive play. And obviously, we talked about a lot on the channel, especially with the draft stuff, is that teams are running so much more too high shells, trying to limit big plays, keeping everything underneath, that the explosives are not there. And when you don't have Tyreek Hill, and when you don't have any type of running game, the big plays just aren't there. So there are going to be fewer touchdowns. There's going to be fewer yards because they don't have the offensive playmakers at receiver for Mahomes to throw to. They're being defended in a way that does not let these guys get over the top. And they don't need to, like, really worry about putting extra resources in the box to stop the run because there's no running game. And I think that's part of why the Chiefs heavily prioritize going out and getting Kenneth Walker, because that should unleash Patrick Mahomes again. I haven't really heard people talk about that very much, but that's how I view it. We'll see if that actually ends up happening as we face the Chargers in the wild card. And when facing the Chargers in the wild card, you know you're going to be in the divisional. It's exactly what happened. 2 good Ramirez and Samuel, 2 good running backs in this class, supposedly. If you see that story on the side. I don't know that we would take a running back, but they're not even the top guys. Ben Woodard and Christian Price are the top guys. So we have how South Jersey people say water, basically, and we got the Price is Right. It's a fun nickname, potentially. And this guy might have wheels. Sometimes there's just not anything there. Doesn't really need to be a pun. Something to consider for my future behind the mic. We have the Patriots in the divisional, though. On the road. Not going to jump in year 2 in the divisional. But we are hoping, obviously, for great success. And that's exactly what happened. Shout out Borat. 23-0. Not only did our offense show up enough, our defense dominated. The Patriots were shut out. Mahomes, 243 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no picks. May, not quite so good. Kenneth Walker, I wish the numbers were a bit better, but our defense showed up and really shut down Trevion Henderson. Noah Gray dominated. Xavier Worthy, hook 'em horns. Nice day for him. And then defensively, Matt Milano with the Patriots now. Nick Bolton with a sack. TJ Parker. George Karlaftis. They got Malachi Lawrence and Keldrick Volk. That's kind of fun. Interception for Christian Fulton. But this Chiefs team is back in the AFC Championship. Facing the new look Jags A revamped, reimagined, re-inspired Trevor Lawrence under Liam Cohen. No more Travis Achan. Still need to get used to saying his last name like that. But a Chiefs, Jags, AFC Championship, the Chad Henne Bowl, of course. The guy we all think of when we think about Chiefs and Jags. And we will simulate to the end. Let's go, Chiefs. Let's go, Chief. Shout out Jamal Charles. Hook him. We got safetied. All right, it's 14-9 now. Into the fourth quarter. 21-9. 28-9. That's going to be enough. This Chiefs team is going back to the Super Bowl. It's like the quickest rebuild of all time. All it took was multiple first-round picks and getting superstar caliber players like Caleb Downs, like Jordan Tyson, Patrick Mahomes with a 4-touchdown performance. Trevor Lawrence barely threw for 100 yards. Kenneth Walker, dominant. Receivers, Rashee Rice, 2 touchdowns. Travis Hunter's not even going to be playing wide receiver anymore. What an interesting thing there. Gelati had a sack. Noel Williams with the pick. Dude, this secondary's fine. Packers, Chiefs, Super Bowl. That's a fun one. That is a fun one. Who's a Packers Chiefs player? As we see new dev traits. X Factor for Rashee Rice. Noah Gray up to star dev. That could be our starting tight end. We might not need to go out and get somebody else. Nick Bolton and Drew Tranquill, superstar. Caleb Downs revealed to at least have superstar. He may have got it, though. No, he did probably just have it. TJ Parker has superstar dev. Do want to check out the stats here. Usually do that at the end of the year, I guess, but might as well do it now. Defensive Rookie of the Year for TJ Parker. His attributes are incredible. Power and finesse moves rated incredibly well. And I guess we might as well check out these season stats. I got so distracted after Mahomes. I'm like Chris Collinsworth. But he was a Bengal, and I'm just Bengal. Kenneth Walker, about 5 yards per carry, 8 touchdowns, just shy of 1,100 yards. Rashee Rice, great year, 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns. We had Jordan Tyson, Noah Gray knocking on the door of 1,000. Xavier Worthy not too far behind with 8 touchdowns. Kenneth Walker really participated in the passing game as well. A lot of tackles for Nick Bolton. 16 for loss for Chris Jones. TJ Parker had 12. Also posted a team-leading 10.5 sacks, tied with Chris Jones. 8 for Tunga. And then 4 picks for Bolton. 3 for Noel Williams. Tranquill, Fulton, and Kader Kohu all had 2. Caleb Downs did get a pick as a rookie, but I think the 100-plus tackles might be his shining stat there. This is a team. Okay, I spent a lot of time not thinking about a Chiefs and Packers player. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is one for sure. I feel like I'm missing a defensive lineman, like an edge. Packers, Chiefs. I mean, there's definitely more. Definitely more. Why am I even kicking off? I need to be super simple, but I'm so distracted I'm off my game. Packers, Chiefs. I don't know if I can get to anybody else other than Marquez Valdez-Scantling right now. Billy Turner was a thought. I don't know that he was a Chief, though. Billy Turner, not a Chief, by the way, as that is completed over the middle to Jaden Reed. We are going to simulate, though. And the Packers are held to only 3 here in the Super Bowl, and we answer with a touchdown to make it 7-3. Approaching halftime, that score still remains the same. And the Packers take the lead here. And then a fumble recovered by McKinney has given the Packers the football back and in prime position to put this Super Bowl away. I don't know if I like this camera. They shift the D-line down. Maybe Nick Bolton can shoot it and make a play. Maybe it's Drew Tranquill. That clock is ticking. They're going to take it all the way down. Christian Watson in motion. It is play action, and it is a touchdown. Longhorn legend Matthew Golden. I mean, that's a tough one, man. You get 2-star Texas receivers in the same game. One of them's going to show out, if not both. And I think Matthew Golden's a really good player that people are sleeping on because the production was not incredible as a rookie. They trade away Dontavian Wicks. They Don't re-sign Romeo Dobbs. He's going to make a play. Or 2. Or 3 in 2026. I'm excited. We've got to drive here a little bit. This is looking like the Bucs Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Can we get a little bit of pass protection? Oh, yeah. Robert Tonyan was a Chief Packer. Darian Kennard, I forgot about. Mike Pennell, Bashad Breeland. Sammy Watkins, of course. Niall Davis was a Packer. Frank Zombo, I remember. There actually are not a ton of options. But that's not really a huge concern right now. What we need to do is get down the field, and Kenneth Walker steps out of bounds. I guess it at least stops the clock. I don't know if we're going to be able to overcome this 10-point deficit. Too late getting to that. It's 4th and 5. We've got no choice but to go for it. It is 10 points, though. It's not that many. And it's freaking Patrick Mahomes in the 4th quarter. Figure it out. We're sacked before I can even throw it. Devontae Wyatt. What the hell, man? Did we get any protection at all? Instantly sacked. Best interior O-line in the league, right? Trey Smith lets him right on by. No effort to block him even at all. He's blocking like it's a screen. Engage and release. He thinks he's a fisherman in a lawful area. He's got to catch and release. God dang. All right, this is now probably what they would call an insurmountable lead for Green Bay. We are down 24-7 with 0 timeouts. And they're taking away everything down the field. They're rushing 4, and they're still getting home. I just don't get how that's possible. And we stepped into the sack, I guess. But it's just... it's not to be this time around. Throwing it deep for Worthy. It's got 99 speed and can't get over the top. Bullet from Mahomes. That's caught by Worthy. He gets out of bounds, and it still doesn't matter. Garbage time points. No. Won't be able to get back to the line. Embarrassing Super Bowl loss. And really what ended the game for us was not jumping into the game early enough, and then somebody fumbled. Xavier McKinney recovered, and that was it. So I'm going to assume Mahomes fumbled. It doesn't say. Maybe a receiver. I don't know. Somebody fumbled. Season recap. Obviously, the Packers win the Super Bowl. Xavier McKinney wins Super Bowl MVP. But Patrick Mahomes wins league MVP. The Cowboys were allowed to get Sonny Styles. Unreal. Now, we do have players that are ready to negotiate extensions. And Rashee Rice does want to be a Chief now because we're a league favorite for the Super Bowl. He couldn't tell that at 5-2, I guess, but he can at, after we lose the Super Bowl. And Rashee Rice is back. So that's nice. It's a 4-year deal. We will pick up the 5th-year option on Worthy. Shamari Connor on a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal I'm pretty comfortable with, but I might look to draft his replacement. He's going to test free agency. We're not really going to be able to sign him. Gave him $7 million per year over 2. Christian Fulton's a free agent. I like a 1-year deal for him. And he is back. Still could very easily draft a corner. Drew Tranquil. We need linebacker. Thinking a 1-year deal for him. I'm willing to pay him a little bit more to keep him around on a short-term deal. He's going to test free agency. And we are going to franchise tag him at $11 million. That's completely reasonable. We should have probably traded Justin Fields. I forgot that he has any type of trade value in the game. But we're not going to give him that money. $53 million over 3 with a $37 million signing bonus. Are you smoking crack? I think Wanye Morris as a backup tackle is a pretty good option and a potential trade piece for us as well. I'm not going to bring back Kyrus Tunga probably. I'm obviously not going to bring back Felix Onyedika-Uzomah, who definitely should not be a 77 overall. One of the sneakier draft busts of recent memory. And right now, of course, we didn't re-sign Jalen Moore. Wanye Morris is going to start, probably. Maybe. Defensively, D tackle's a need. Chris Jones has retired. Omar Norman Lott is our best option at defensive tackle right now. That's not great. And we don't have Shamari Connor. Oh, boy. All right, repeating, or at least making the Super Bowl again, could be a challenge. And I don't know that we're finding the reinforcements through free agency. If we were going to go out and get a defensive tackle, I'll just draft one. I know how Madden 26 works. They're very good. So don't need to do anything there. But we could consider a safety. Shamari Connor could be an interesting option. Antonio Johnson might be better, but I would like to bring back Shamari Connor. He declined the first offer, wanted to test free agency, but didn't say, I'll never play for you again, right? Said, just want to test free agency. I'm comfortable giving him a bigger offer. But the Dolphins want him. Justin Simmons is here, 33 years old. Anything at linebacker? I mean, Drew Sanders, we could try to develop. Dorian Williams. Henry To'oTo'o. I don't mind Drew Sanders. Decently young, good athlete. I don't know that I want to pay him $9 million a year, though. Brian O'Neill could be a good option in free agency. Short-term deal. Huge upgrade at right tackle. Maybe give Mahomes a little bit more time in the pocket. I'm okay paying him. Like, if that's where we're going to spend a lot of our money, I'm in. And we could also consider moving a corner to safety. I think Garrett Williams could be fun, and maybe Kader Kohu moves back. Maybe we draft one. Garrett Williams wants to be here. I would do a 3-year deal. Kind of want to take the financials down a little bit, make this about $11 million a year. It's still quite a bit, and there's no guarantee that he's going to pick us over the other options, but I don't mind it. And we'll see what the results say. Brian O'Neill's a Ram. We didn't get anybody. We lost every single player. Garrett Williams to the Bills. Antonio Johnson's the Commander. Shamari Connor is a Dolphin. Bo Nix. Do you imagine if Bo Nix picks off Bo Nix? And I mean, like, imagine if Bo Nix picks off Bo Nix the other way. Whoa, what a moment that would be. Anyway, we probably won't draft him. Sean Hopkins is a top 5 talent, although some of these guys could move back to safety. A-zone coverage looks like it could be pretty good there. I will say the draft class mostly looks not that great. NFL draft time. Of course, we're at 31, and the big question is about a potential trade up. That's going to be the big question. At corner, we've got some options. Certainly have options at D tackle down the board. So I don't think we would trade up for the top guy, even if he's a top 5 talent, which he is. And he looks very good, but just not somebody we're going to have a chance to get. Would we trade up for a corner, though? That is an entirely different question. Hopkins maybe not going to go super high. If he's there at like 12, maybe we move up. The Jets just took back-to-back tackles at 4 and 8. Let me just confirm something here, because I feel like those were not good picks. Fashanu, Membu, both under contract. Okay. I am trading a lot to move up. It's a first this year, number 31, and a first in 2029. But we do now own the 12th overall pick, and that pick will be Sean Hopkins, a big corner from Florida State. Will he be eventually a big safety? Maybe, maybe not. He's got the size for it. It's 6'3", 210. He's the number 5 player in the draft. Took him at 12. Good feel and IQ and zone coverage. Normal development. Should have looked at that, maybe. That's not amazing. But the overall is going to be good. Maybe he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Wow, that would be crazy. I'm going to trade this 2nd round pick, a 4th this year and a 5th next year for Barrett Carter. I think we needed another upgrade at linebacker. I think that was the natural fit. He's only 24 years old. He is rated fairly well. Only normal development, but that's okay. Under contract for the next 2 seasons. We're going to throw him at Sam linebacker. And feel pretty good about things. So secondary has some slight questions, but I think we solved that a little bit with that recent draft pick. And defensive tackle, we'll be able to get one as an upgrade. But again, this draft class to me just was not especially impressive. I'm sure this is going to end up being one of those classes where there's like a really good offensive lineman or two. And there was a tackle I liked that we were not really in position for. But round 3, it's going to be D-tackle, and the best one that we can snag here is Cesar Beltran from Bama, 6'4", 360. He can run a little bit, ran sub 5 in the 40. Elite strength, A tackling. That's our guy. Number 7 in the draft, we got him at 81. That's pretty good. Hidden Dev, 94 strength. That is an instant starter that we maybe could have even taken on day 3. And we got him here on day 2. And I think we're going to trade out of this pick. All right, it's a 3 and 2 6s to get me the Giants' 3rd round pick next year. They're kind of good right now, so I don't even know if that's going to be a great trade. But there's just not a whole lot I like in the draft here in 2027, which is really supposed to be the 2028 NFL draft based off of where we're starting. And I think we do need a punter. I haven't looked at any of those or even kickers, but I do know we need that. So I'm going to look for, elite kick power. Hopefully we can find it. Even solid kick power is not bad. We'll take him. Brian Good, you are the new punter. Top 100 player. Hidden Dev. Okay, going to be star probably. I think it was a pretty good draft. I went on autopilot. We got Clark Jacobson, who's a 73 overall guard with Hidden Dev. He's not going to start at tackle over Wanya Morris, though. Defensively, 77 overall for Beltran. Don't mind that. Of course, we brought in Barrett Carter. We didn't really make a lot of picks, but the big problem with just going on autopilot and skipping through that is I don't know what the rest of the draft looked like in the league. So that's a little bit frustrating. Yeah, there's one of the guys that I talked about. Shaquille Kennedy, 22-year-old rookie, 83 overall right out the draft. So this is the team. You guys know about it. Oh, yeah, the corner we drafted is a 78. Does his skill set say he can play free safety? Yeah, I think it does. A little bit better in man, but it'll be just a hybrid archetype, which that's okay. Hopefully he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Will he? Unlikely. Highly unlikely. But he might. He's a 77 overall back there. It's about what Shamari Connor was delivering us. And we'll see how this season goes. 5-2 at the midseason mark. Do have a halfback breakout for Kenneth Walker, I presume, to become an X Factor. And yeah. Deuce Douglas is the offensive coordinator. Shout out Deuce Douglas. If you know, you know. Chiefs makes sense. I don't think he's going to do any of these things, but hope so. It's kind of tough with these free agents. We're still trying to decide, as Kenneth Walker did not get his breakout challenge, still trying to decide how competitive we're going to be. We're trying to win a Super Bowl, but does that mean extending Noah Gray or Drew Tranquil? Probably not. But Kenneth Walker, maybe so. I would do another 3-year deal for Kenneth Walker. It is probably a little bit more than I'd like to spend in order to retain him, but he is very, very good for us. And I think having that really good running back, again, probably does a lot to open up the rest of the offense. We're 6-2 now after beating the Browns. Our defense is probably the thing that needs to step up the most. And we do end up making the wild card round of the playoffs, going, once again, 11-6. Just glance at the numbers for Mahomes. A lot of passing yards, 35 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. Kenneth Walker had a great year, 5.5 per carry, 1,266 yards, 16 touchdowns. Did fumble 4 times. That's kind of a lot. That's kind of a lot. That's like where you start to talk about a fumbling issue. despite having 99 carrying. Xavier Worthy led the team in catches and yards, nearly 1,500, but 19 touchdowns for Rashee Rice would lead the way. Very good year for him. Noah Gray was good. Jordan Tyson still really hasn't done a whole lot. I think the Chiefs playbook is really running more through the tight end, as we know, more so than the third receiver. Now, there are some teams where the third receiver gets, pretty heavily involved, but unfortunately, for Jordan Tyson, it's not this one. Defensively, Drew Tranquill had 168 tackles, 5 for loss, 138 for Nick Bolton. TFL's Cesar Beltran, 17 tackles for loss, 9 sacks as a rookie, and he's not even really that good of a pass rusher. But at 360 pounds, he is a space eater. Imagine if we still had Chris Jones. That'd be sweet. TJ Parker leads us in sacks with 12, 9.5 for Karlaftis. Omar Norman Lott had 5. And we had a decent number of picks. Noel Williams leading the way with 3. Barrett Carter had 2. And we'll see if we can beat Jacksonville. They're 10-7, 85 overall team. We have a pretty significant advantage there. Is there anything we want to change with the lineup? I feel like no. We could get better at right tackle, obviously, but it's not going to be able to be done now. It's just, do we want to move one of the DBs to a different position? I'm going to say no. We do want to make a change, though. Yeah, George Karlaftis is not a rush end. They gave it to Ashton Gelati. No way. We do beat the Jaguars 24-21, and now we will face the Patriots in the playoffs. I think we did last year, and we shut them out. Up 7-0 on New England early. 14-0 now. Another shutout would be crazy, but it's not going to happen. 21-7 now into the fourth quarter. 28-7. Patriots, no chance to come back from this deficit. They don't have Brady. They don't have James White. Who else was on that team? Drake May can't beat the Chiefs again. Patrick Mahomes just too good. Completed 75% of his passes, 2 touchdowns, 166 yards. Drake May, similar stat line, but completed under 50% of his passes. So, a lot of incompletions, maybe leading to a lot of 3 and outs and punts and things of that nature. AFC Championship game. It will be against the Las Vegas Raiders. They went 9-8. They have an 86 overall team. They're on the road. They don't win this game. Not off to a hot start, down 7-0, but we do manage to tie it. Our defense is not doing enough. It is 14-14 again, but we need some stops. 21-14, we take the lead. Raiders answer right back, and they have the football. Ray Davis at running back. This is a big 3rd and 5 on the other side of the 2-minute warning. This play could ultimately decide the game. Tanner McKee is their quarterback. Obviously, they did not end up with Fernando Mendoza. And we let that go wide open, but they throw to the end zone. It's intercepted. Noel Williams with the pick. The one thing you absolutely cannot do in that spot is turn over the football. Tanner McKee lobs it up, missed a wide open receiver. And listen, I'll take responsibility. I was using Nick Bolton, and I thought it was going to be some type of a stop somewhere around the middle of the field. He does a little outcut, got wide open. Tanner McKee wanted it all, wanted to be the hero, and that's how you lose a game to the Patrick Mahomes-led Kansas City Chiefs. 80 yards, 2 minutes. We only need 3. And that's a great route there from Noah Gray. That's very quick. Good way to get open. We don't need anything crazy here. Just need to move the ball systematically. Hopefully Kenneth Walker does not fumble. And just get into field goal range. Win the game with 3. They can ice us. I wish they would. It's not going to matter. Kenneth Walker fumbles. Why is he fumbling so much? And we're going to get sacked. Max Crosby. Oh my goodness. No, we're going to get sacked. Mahomes managed to get out of it. Probably better to just take the sack there than lob it up. I wanted the middle of the field. If we had one more second to throw, instant pressure by Crosby. We're going to have to double him or something. I wanted RB. Could Mahomes have lobbed that into the space? Like, yes, but in the game, I don't know. Again, maybe the sack was the best. We save ourselves from something catastrophic. Honestly, Jordan Tyson could be a decent option here. Somebody needs to get open. It's going to be Jordan Tyson! And the first-round pick finally makes an impact. We needed it. Rashee Rice open. And Mahomes can't hit him. Mahomes scrambling, getting a block from Worthy. He will slide, and the Raiders have no choice but to call timeouts. And that is maybe going to be the kiss of death here for Las Vegas. Just need Kenneth Walker to not fumble. They want us to throw the ball here. Am I missing something? Like, that's the game. We'll turn on shoe clock. We'll get the timeout. We'll kick the game-winning field goal. That's as simple as it needs to be. Thanks for coming out. All right, we need Butker here. Just don't go far right. Could be easier said than done, but that kick is straight down the middle. Chiefs win, and we are once again heading back to the Super Bowl. Hopefully with a better result this time around. Oh no, Chiefs, Giants. The Kawika Mitchell Bowl. All right, I got to put my Giants fandom aside. This is a pro-Chiefs video. Let's win a Super Bowl, because the Chiefs could certainly use more of those here recently. I mean, I guess the Giants have won a couple somewhat recently, although 2007 and 2011 are seeming further and further away each day. Giants up early 7-0. These Chiefs answer with 7, but again, the defense not doing enough. Down 21-7, 21-14, 28-21. Giants with the football. We got to get a stop. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. Deep shot to Worthy. He's got to have a step. He burns a Debo. All right, this one might not be over just yet. Bullet, Worthy, nobody on him, touchdown. We saw it instantly. We got it out there. Hey, we need to stop. Oh, they complete to Neighbors for 11. But they're going the wrong direction. It's 3rd and 9. We have no timeouts. We need to stop on this play. Dart from the gun. We'll throw towards Johnson. Bolton can't get up for it. Oh, you're joking. We're right on it. How can Nick Bolton not make a play here? Oh, that's brutal. He just misses it. He waves goodbye to the ball as we lose another Super Bowl. You've got to be kidding me. We'll run it back. We're going to make this happen. So losing that game, that's going to be tough to get over. Felt so close to being able to make that play and just could not do it. Cesar Beltran did win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Maybe the top right is the best spot for these rebuilds. It's always tough to say. However, we will push towards another offseason. We have some expiring contracts, though. But because we're good now, we have more players that want to be here long-term, like Nick Bolton, who likes head coach historic record, which wouldn't have been too big of an issue as it was, but, actually being good again certainly helps boost that up a little bit. And I think a 3-year contract is not out of the realm of possibility. We traded for Barrett Carter. Drew Tranquil, as you can see just under my face cams, down to an 80 overall. That's pretty low. I think Bolton will be back on a 3-year extension. Simmons will pick up the 5th-year option. We can let Cater Kohu walk. Josh Simmons is up to an 88 overall. Fulton maybe on a 1-year deal. He's not especially expensive, and we do have, quite a lot of cap room available. So Fulton's going to remain and maybe just be depth. Kingsley Suamataia is developing well. Noah Gray, we can probably do better than. But Suamataia, I'm thinking probably a 4-year extension, and we're going to have to give him even more money than this because he doesn't really want to be here. But this is good money. It's a longer extension than what he wanted. I even go 5 years. He's only 25. And Kingsley Suamataia is back for an extended amount of time. Tranquil, we're going to let him go as well at 33 years old, even with the superstar dev. I also think Jaden Hicks is good depth. Thinking a 4-year deal to essentially be a backup, but that's a pretty good backup safety. Those guys will see the field. Outside of that, there's not much here that we need to consider bringing back. We'll just look through free agency and the draft. I like the receiving core going into free agency. We could stand to upgrade Justin Joly and Josh Cuevas. That's a possibility. And then defensively, we got to get a linebacker. Big to keep Nick Bolton. Have Barrett Carter. I mean, the D-line with Cesar Beltran winning Rookie of the Year. Very nice. Does he get up to Superstar Dev? Yes, he was Star Dev. Gets all these different ability slots. So we'll throw some on him. And see if that does anything in simulation. Still no idea if it does or doesn't, but it will help when we actually jump into the games. Noel Williams up to Superstar X Factor. I do think we need a corner. So linebacker, corner, maybe interior defensive line, but we could potentially stand to draft one. We have Hufunga available. We could potentially play him at safety and move a safety to corner. I don't think that's necessarily ideal. Zach Bond and Tarib Still might be our best options. We're going to have to overpay Still probably, but it's actually not that costly for the number one corner on the market. It's going to be like an average of $18 million per year. Just about. But a 5-year deal for the 26-year-old to be like CB1 essentially, that's not bad. And we still have money. We still have money. Probably Zach Bond. He's not going to develop at the same rate that, a player younger than him would. But he's got superstar dev. He's a good overall. He'll be good right now. And that's why we'd offer him. But there's a lot of competition for Zach Bond. Maybe playing the development game with Trevin Wallace is the way to go. He's got no offers right now. He wants to be here. That may be better just, for the price, and I guess he'll develop too. Nothing really at defensive tackle that interests me too much. Kind of going to be the same case at tackle. And then at tight end, I guess Theo Johnson's not awful. Still a little bit of room for development. And I could still draft a tight end, but Theo Johnson for 2 years at least is a good option if we can't draft a good tight end. So we're going after Bond, Still, Johnson, and Wallace. If we don't get Bond, that's fine. If we get the other 3, which we should get at least 2, we're going to be golden. We do get Still. That's nice. We did not get Bond. He's a Patriot. And then there's competition now for Wallace and Johnson. I would say, I guess I would give Trevin Wallace more money. And that should put us into that number 1 spot pretty clearly. And then I'll keep the offer the same on Theo Johnson. And we get both. So not exactly the biggest names here, but guys that are, just hitting free agency at 26, 27 years old. Room for development a little bit. And upgrades over who we have currently. So Theo Johnson, we will upgrade his vertical threat. Try to get deep and medium route running. And we should be golden. I think we are hopefully going to be back in the Super Bowl this time next year, or maybe a little bit before. Now, going into the draft, some interesting discoveries here. We do know about 3 top 5 talents. You're only seeing 2 of them, but you're seeing 3 of them. Actually, you know what? We don't know the true talent on Tracy Mann, but it's probably top 5. He looks pretty good. He's like one of these really good-looking defensive tackles. But, of course, Iowa tight end. Justin Ramsey looks pretty good. Kind of weird. He's 6'2", 255 and didn't run all that well, but apparently has elite acceleration and great speed and elite jumping. The other top 5 talent is, of course, the USC run support strong safety. There's not even a point to scout these guys. I just know he's the best player in the draft. Although, I can guarantee you a top 5 talent is also Dante Hitchens, the 5'7" bowling ball, 213-pound running back from LSU that is A, break tackle, 4.2 speed, elite change direction, and A, juke move. We don't need running back, though, and we're not going to even be close to in a position to draft him. If you look at the mock drafts, I mean, this is the year to go all out, right? We pick at number 31. If we want the strong safety, we would have to get up to where? 22. If we want the tight end, we'd have to get up to 18. I would like both, of course. So we'll see if we can navigate the board.
Welcome.
And get some more talent on our team. That's the name of the game. So we know these guys are going to be absolute studs. This is the year to go all out, right? We have no first next year, but we do have a first in 2030. And maybe not a whole lot of trade value. But, hey, we're going to figure it out. This might be our big trade value. Clark Jacobson. 24 years old, star dev. Honestly, should not have extended to Amataiya. Should have probably just turned it over to Clark Jacobson with star dev. But, I mean, sometimes you make mistakes. Gelati, trade value for sure. Sean Hopkins can move back to corner. We can draft the safety, move Caleb Downs to free safety. Yeah, that's like the easy call. Okay, this is the trade. Ashton Gelati, Wanya Morris, second round pick in 2029, a third in this year's draft, 2028, and then a 4 and a 6th in 2030. We just didn't need Gelati. We have Karloftis, we have Parker. We need more depth, obviously, but you don't need to just keep depth if they're more valuable as trade pieces. And again, I think Hopkins could be a corner for us. So I'm kind of banking on getting this strong safety. Hopkins was drafted as a corner. He's good in man coverage. He can obviously go back to corner. And then we have 4 good corners, and then Fulton is just the depth pickup that we need him to be. I move Caleb Downs to free safety. He's got the speed for it. And then the USC strong safety I really intend on drafting should be able to play strong safety no problem. And we have Jaden Hicks if it doesn't work out. And we are at number 17. Every player we would want is still available. So, let's go out and make one of these big moves happen. We're going to draft the tight end, Justin Ramsey, out of Iowa. I anticipate him being the starter over Theo Johnson. Looks to be a good athlete overall. And he should start. The size is weird, but it reminds me of Delaney Walker. But that's okay. We're going to bring him in. He's a number 3 player in the draft. Got him at 17. NFL-ready pass catcher, former high school wide receiver. A big boy. Bulked up to 255. Tracks and secures ball with defenders closing in. Normal dev. Wow. Oh man, that's kind of tough. I still think we're going to start him, but that's disappointing. And maybe we'll trade up with the Packers at 20. We still have another 3. We traded one away. I think we probably end up trading this one away. And then maybe, is a future 3. Might be a future 2. Might be a future 2 plus a 3. Or even maybe a current 4. That will get it done. So, a first and a third in this year's draft, a second in 2030, and a 4th this year as well. Which I don't think we need a bunch of picks. You got to realize where you are as a roster. We don't need a bunch of picks. We need impact players. Eduardo Escobar, the MLB middle infielder, or a corner infielder too, I guess. But the MLB utility man that broke out with the Diamondbacks Twins as well will be our pick. I don't know if any of you guys like baseball. If you do, I have a second channel, Bengal Plays, where I have a Cardinals franchise going on right now. We don't have Eduardo Escobar in there, but in this Chiefs rebuild, we do. He's the number 1 player in the draft. Wow, USC run support, strong safety. I don't even believe it. Plug and play. Plays with good football IQ and recognition. Here comes the boom. Oh my goodness. Does he have 99 hit power? That would be so surprising to me. He does have insane acceleration. Usually they're much slower than that. 87 speed's really not too bad. So he's pretty unbelievable, despite being slow. And then unfortunately, I don't really see any insane down the board defensive tackles, I'll take Carlos Castillo. He's got elite speed. He looks like he'd be able to defend the run okay. C block shed, solid strength, C tackle. It's not amazing. It'll be good depth, if nothing else. Number 73 player in the draft. Got him at 63. He's got hidden dev. And that's pretty much going to be our draft. Okay, wow. 81 overall for Justin Ramsey. That's pretty good for a normal dev tight end. He will start. He should just develop faster than Theo Johnson on account of him being 22. And then we're just paying a lot of money to a backup. But 88 overall for Eduardo Escobar. I think maybe the highest overall player I've seen this year in the draft, personally. That's pretty unreal. So he'll start right away. Could he play linebacker? I'm sure he could. But he's going to play strong safety for us. He's got 99 hit power, 89 tackle already. The speed's not too bad, 84 zone coverage. He's a freak. Carlos Castillo's not even terrible. And then, what was the rest of the class looking like? I mean, we got the two best players. Or actually, did we not? Ramsey was number 3, which means there is the same or higher rated kicker or punter that went undrafted. Hitchens is awesome. Mann is awesome. So we knew, like, pretty much for a fact the 4 best players. And then there was also a specialist, which I did not check out. In the first year, those guys typically do get signed before you can sign them, which is annoying. That, like, why do other teams have a chance to sign undrafted rookie free agents before you? I don't understand that. However, at this point, they may not be, because we're a little bit deeper into the franchise. So I don't see it as a punter or a kicker. Well, is it a fullback? He's probably somebody already on a team, I guess. Okay. Well, there you go. Yep, here he is. Bucks already got him. Brandon Edison. You can tell he was undrafted because he's already got his dev trait revealed. That's just what happens with the undrafted guys. But, yeah, all right. I mean, we don't really need a kicker. We have Butker. We could potentially consider a punter, but I mean, Jack Browning's okay. And Clark Jacobson, 6'4", 324. We're going to kick him out to tackle. We traded away Morris. My expectation was that Jude Bowery was going to end up starting out there, but no, we'll put Jacobson out there. And then, as I said, Ramsey will be a starter, but not at fullback, even if he's a higher overall there. And then defensively, Escobar is going to have X Factor. Linebackers are fine. D tackle's fine enough. And then corner looks pretty good. So let's make a Super Bowl. So we start 6-2 and then finish 10-7, which is good enough for a playoff spot. Barely, but it is good enough for a playoff spot. Patrick Mahomes, very good. 4,500 yards, 42 touchdowns, 6 picks. Kenneth Walker, barely over 1,000 yards, 4.2 per carry. He's still fumbling. Why is he fumbling? Rashee Rice was very good, as was Worthy, as was the rookie Justin Ramsey. So was Jordan Tyson, maybe his best year as a pro. And then defensively, thought we were going to be quite good this year defensively, but maybe not. 15 TFLs for Karlaftis, 13 for Norman Lott, 11 for Parker. We're not getting to the quarterback at all. And then Caleb Downs had 5 picks. Escobar had 2, a tackle for loss, and 119 tackles total. He is currently the number 6 ranked strong safety in the league as he enters the playoffs. Jets went 12-5 too, but we do beat them by 8 on the road, no less. Texans 12-5 as well here in the divisional. It's not an easy path to the playoffs, despite being a 94 overall team. Good start here at NRG. 10-7. Texans make it 14-10. We answer. It's 21-14 now into the fourth quarter. I was going to say anybody's game, but we're pulling away. Texans trying to make a late comeback. It won't happen. 31-21. The Chiefs are advancing back to the AFC Championship. This time, hopefully, we will not lose in the Super Bowl if we manage to win this game. Ooh, a classic matchup. Chiefs, Bills, Mahomes, Allen. The Bills have home field advantage, though. It's a tough a place to play as anywhere at this point. Highmark Stadium, which, will it even still exist at this point in time? I don't believe so. We got a new thing going up. This is several years in the future. I think they'll be at their new place. And will it have the same name? I actually don't know. We'll see about naming rights and sponsors and things like that. We're up 14-7 here approaching halftime. 21-10 now into the third quarter. Bills not going away, though. They are right there. They've got the football. They'll need a touchdown and the 2-point conversion. I'm afraid to play any type of coverage. Oh, they're going to run the ball. Big hit, please. Where's 99 hit power? I need number 26, Eduardo Escobar, to come up and level whoever the ball carrier happens to be. Give us a game-winning fumble. Oh, it's play action. We got baited. Touchdown, Kincaid. Too much time for Mahomes. Too much time. That's all that means. Too much time. Let's see what the Bills even do here. It will be a run. We're trying to get to James Cook, and we just can't. Tied at 21. Should we look for Josh Ramsey? Kind of, but maybe we'll get a block. Mahomes thrown down. Kind of scary, but you know what? He's not Kenneth Walker. He's not going to put the ball on the ground for no reason. 1:23 to play. It's a decent enough route. Ramsey's got decent enough speed. And the Bills are going to have to start thinking about using some of these timeouts. They're going to find themselves in trouble very, very soon because, I mean, field goal range, we don't really have to get too far up the field. We're basically here. That should have been a timeout by the Bills. They do not call one. We're on the edge of field goal range. Shoe clock is maybe a little bit scary at this point. They'd love for us to throw to Ramsey. We're going to get sacked. No, Mahomes going to take off. Mahomes going to break a tackle. Vintage Patrick Mahomes. Unbelievable effort from number 15 with 15 seconds to go. Moving into the hurry up, but make no mistake, the ball will not be snapped. The Bills can ice us. That's okay. We're going to call a timeout with 5 seconds remaining. And we're going to QB sneak. And we're going to make sure we're on conservative. I don't know if that helps on QB sneak. We're just trying to line this up a bit more because the Bills will be calling a timeout, although not right now. I think we can do that one more time. We got a little bit closer. I want to try to do it a bit more exaggerated this time. Doesn't really do it. Do I trust doing it one more time? I certainly don't. I certainly don't. We're going to line up for the 31-yard field goal to win it. And we're just going to start the kick now. No chance to ice us. How can they call the timeout mid-kick? All right, let's try it. Just need a chip shot here. Oh, I don't know if I nailed it. Okay, it's going to go through. It speeds up. Why does it speed up? That would have been a devastating miss. That would have been so bad, man. 24-21. We're going back to the Super Bowl as time expires. Mahomes throws for 133 yards, but completed 93% of his passes. 14-15. He did just enough. Kenneth Walker actually had the game of his life, didn't fumble. Mahomes 5 for 45. What an effort. Oh my goodness. It's a Super Bowl rematch from a year ago. Chiefs, Giants, yet again. Oh no, I'd hate to lose to the Giants again. That would suck if my favorite team won another Super Bowl. It's video game land. Let's crush them. Super Bowl rematch. Up 3-0 and immediately down. 6-7. 6-14 now. Into the third quarter. No offense is being played. So we've got to make some offense. Do we have a turnover in this game? Here's the thing. We're going to need... I want to throw that so bad. We're going to need a touchdown and then also a 2-point conversion. That last part could be the tough thing to get. That's a good route. It's a good ball. It's not a good catch. That's our star rookie on the field. trying to make some plays and contributing a monster drop. Does make this tough catch, though. We went right back to him. I mean, 3rd and 16 or whatever is a tough spot. Now we need 4th and 3. I mean, I'm looking at Rashee Rice. That seems like the clear, let's just get it to him. I don't even know what to do with Kenneth Walker. Let's get it to Rashee Rice, not even worry about it. Big catch. We need a touchdown, and we need one quickly, because if we don't get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, I don't want the Giants to just be able to milk out the clock. We need to force them to do something offensively if they want to win the game. Mahomes has been picked off in this game. It was not me. Come on. 4 minutes to go. Get the ball out quickly. Ooh, broken tackle, and hopefully getting out of bounds to stop the clock is Rashee Rice. He did not. The clock is still running. Throw on the run. It really got floated up there. Worthy makes the catch, though. Worthy down to the 1. Hurry up. Hurry up. Come on. Get it out. Jordan Tyson. Jordan, touchdown. Big way to fight. We need a 2-point conversion. Do I trust running the ball in this Giants front? In real life, yes. In the game, no. Where are my receivers? Oh, all the backups are in, man. They're tired. We don't care. Mahomes hits whoever. We're tied in Tampa. 14 apiece. The Super Bowl is coming back to Kansas City. 4th and inches. What do you do here if you're the Giants? They're going to punt. 4th and inches from the 40. Pause the video right now. Tell me what you would do if you were the Giants in real life. Would you punt with 2:46 to go? Don't focus on whatever happens next. Each team has 3 timeouts. Would you willingly give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes for a 2-minute drill with 3 timeouts in a tie ball game? Feels like a mistake. I'll tell you what I would do. Never, ever, ever, ever punt the ball back to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in that spot. And never punt it back to any offense, probably. It's just not a chance I'm willing to take. If it was a really defensive game, I guess this one kind of has been. It was a really good defense. Maybe. We're going down the field. Kenneth Walker has a step on Edmonds. Kenneth Walker scoring too quickly. Mahomes with a beauty on the wheel to Kenneth Walker. And now the Giants get their own 2-minute drill. And they've already picked up 20 yards to Malik Neighbors. We need 1 stop. 1:25 to play. Give me the Nick Bolton interception that we didn't have a year ago. Nearly big hit! Neighbors decapitated over the middle. Fumble! Eduardo Escobar knocks it out! It's recovered by Kansas City! The Giants do have 3 timeouts, but it's the rookie to deliver the big hit. We were going for it. Neighbors breaks 2 tackles. There's number 1. There's number 2. Big mistake. Because the big hitter, Eduardo Escobar, lowers the shoulder, knocks the football away, and we are a 1st down away from another Super Bowl. Kenneth Walker gets us maybe about 7. Has made almost no impact as a runner today, but the go-ahead touchdown as a receiver is why we're even in this position in the first place. He picks up the 1st. That should do it. Victory formation. And David has finally got Goliath, or should I say, a giant, off of our backs. 21-14. Patrick Mahomes gets another. I already know the narrative is about how many Super Bowls Patrick Mahomes lost. Tom Brady never lost. He did, though. They used that in basketball. Like, Michael Jordan never lost a Game 7. He was eliminated earlier. Michael Jordan didn't win the finals every year. But when he got there, when they didn't get eliminated earlier, he won those ones. Did the earlier ones not matter as much? You gotta win them to get to the finals. I think that's the dumbest fucking argument ever. I think it's so stupid. But you let me know what you think down in the comment section below about it. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.